3 of the series. We're tied 1-1 right now. We've been down all game, and as you can see on the gold, we're down 13k gold right now. What we've done this game is we've attempted to stall them as long as possible. If you take a look at their team composition, they have incredibly poor siege. They actually have almost no siege at all. The only thing that they do have in this team comp is wave clear. If we were sieging, they could have a fairly easy time clearing waves, especially with a Sivir. Echo Q, Vlad can do it a little bit, especially Karma Mantra. But what they're doing with this composition is they're going full in. They want a team fight, they want to get AoE down, and their comp is really just super strong and just running at you and just killing you. Um, so what we've done with our composition is picked something more towards um, not so much countering it, but being able to fight against it. Because you don't want to pick a composition that has weak lanes. You don't want to have, what we did was is we have Caitlyn Nami that's obviously very strong. We have good damage with the Nami poke, with Caitlyn's range. Trundle is very good against Echo because he can just ult him, especially if Echo has to go tank. It also provides pillars with zoning potential with Victor W, Caitlyn Traps, Trundle's Pillar, Nami Wave. So you have a lot of sources of disengage, but you also have a lot of sources of getting in there. You got Zac E, you have Trundle Speed Up. Although our engage is definitely a lot worse than theirs is, the composition was drafted around being able to fight against theirs. Is because you don't want to pick a composition that doesn't do well against a dive comp, i.e. something like a poke composition or maybe a sustained team fight composition. I don't know if that makes sense, but the point of what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, is I want to give you guys an analysis of a late game team fight that ended up winning us the game. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the team fight for you about 2 times. You're going to watch through everything, and then you're going to take some notes down. I'm going to go ahead and like tell you to pause at the end. I want you to, you don't have to write stuff down, but you just think about it. Okay, what happened here? Did they win the fight because of this thing, or did this K-Trap zone this person, and things like that. You just want to know what led to us winning this team fight because there's so many things that you're not going to realize that actually ended up happening that was key benefactors of why we won this competition and we still won despite 13k behind right now. Um, so we're going to go ahead and start this. I'm not going to say anything. I just want you guys to watch the team fight and like I said, just think about what's going on that ends up in a red side victory here. Okay? So I'm going to do my best with the camera work here because this fight can kind of gets all over the place at one point, but I will do my absolute best that I can. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and get all of this out besides player cam so you know the sums and everything up. Other than that, you're not seeing anything. So that's all you're going to see for now. Okay. Uh, they're going for Baron right now, and we are reacting to a Baron call. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave it on directed camera there. I was trying to help you guys out by moving it around a little bit because like I said, it's a little bit all over the place. So I'm just gonna put it on directed, let the game do it, see if that helps a little bit. And then we'll play it out one more time so you can let you guys see it again. Okay. So for now, if you need to, rewind this, watch it again. Pause this video right now to try and collect your thoughts and see what did you come up with? Why did TTU win this fight? What happened for North Carolina that went wrong? Discuss this with yourself just for a second, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rewind it, and then I'm going to go over and tell you every single thing that I think happened or that did happen and why specifically we won this. So let's go ahead and bring some of the things back here. What do I need? Don't need Chad, definitely. Yeah, the mini map would be good. Okay. Oh, and the scoreboard. So let's just speed this back up for a second. Alright. So I have a few points, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going through it very slowly, and we're gonna kind of compare notes to each other on like I've been talking about what went right, what went wrong. Okay. So to start off, we have Ryan coming in. Ryan is Victor. I'll try and go by their champion names instead of their actual names, but if I do, I apologize. So Victor is coming in, and Zach is setting up to try and go for a steal if he really needs to. Zach does not need to be where I am right now. This is me, I'm Trundle. Caitlyn and Nami are coming in to set up traps going into this area. In case if we do need an engage, we don't know if they're right now. We don't know if they're gonna keep doing Baron. We don't know if they want to just go all in on us. We don't know. We have to start assuming what are they gonna do, and we have to prepare for what they're gonna do. Like I've stated before, they're going for an engage comp. So our assumptions right now is they're gonna peel off Baron and they're gonna go for us, and that's exactly what happens. Okay. So let's slow things down right here. Vlad is trying to zone me off. That's fine. Colton is getting ready, or I'm sorry, Zach is getting ready for a steal if he really needs to, but he can slingshot in so far away. He really doesn't need to be near here right now. Also, the enemy team, we don't want to let the enemy team know where he is, because if they do, they can figure out when he's going to jump in and steal it. And I think that since they have no idea where Zac is right now, that's one of the reasons why they peel off the Baron. Okay, so that's another key thing. This ward right here that they just placed does not see him, I don't think. Let me check very quickly. It does. Okay, that's my fault then. Or is that our vision? No, it does not. It does not. Okay, so they do not know he's there right now. Okay? So keep this slow down. So they see us coming up. They see Victor Victor's coming in a little bit late, but they just don't know where Zac is. So they're going to choose to engage. Now here's a big thing. Caitlyn gets a really good trap here to stall some of the engage. She's also been placing traps here and here in order for them to not be able to run at us if we need to go this way. We probably are not going to want to run down here. We're going to want to run down here, and you're going to figure that out in a second here. So let's just keep this going. So that's a big thing. Right off the bat, we're just going to get into it. Vladimir steps on a Caitlyn trap. This chunks Vlad to half HP, and he has to pool immediately. That is huge, because Vlad has absolutely no means of escape now. He either has flash or he dies. That's it, because he does not have Zhonya's, and we realize that. He has no Zhonya's right now. So keep this going. I'm going to go over my notes here real quick so make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So what's happening now is Hecarim is engaging on 4 of us, okay? This is really important because remember when I said they didn't have Zac? They didn't know where Zac was? Zac makes the right choice in recognizing that Hecarim is going in and engage on us 4. So what he does that you guys may have missed is Zac ease in and ults right here. Now this is super important because what this does is this denies Echo's follow-up to Hecarim's engage. He is their secondary main source of tank, and without him he cannot dive our backline. Also, since these traps are here, they're forced to run around into this area, and this is perfect as well because Victor, puts a stun right here, which denies them any follow-up from Hecarim. So Hecarim is literally going in 1v4 right now. So this is perfect. It's excellent knockaway from Zac and an excellent gravity field from Victor. So Hecarim continues to go in. Caitlyn flashes away from the Hecarim, which knocks him back, and then he ults in. So look at this right now, okay? Hecarim or Echo is way back here, and Hecarim just ulted in. They have no form of re-engage. They have no follow-up from Hecarim. He's basically 1v4 right now, trying to buy time for his team. But that's just simply not going to be able to do it. So he fears us in. That's okay. This gravity field pulls in Vlad and Karma. So the best that they have right now is a 2v4 with Sivir. Also, another thing that I missed is when the team was over here and Colton or Zach was going in, the enemy team had to make a decision on, do we kill Zach now or do we follow up Hecarim's engage? And what they did was they chose to follow the Hecarim engage, and that's something that you have to communicate as a team. Is what do we want to do now? It's these split-second decisions that you have to think about. Do we want to go for Zach who just dived in here, or do we want to follow up our Hecarim who's diving in here? And it's the decisions like that you have to be able to make, and they unfortunately end up making the wrong decision. Okay, so let's keep moving. Okay, so this is big right here. This is just another huge factor. Notice where we're fighting right now, okay? Remember how I said we're not going to go here? This is a bad spot to fight. There's a bush here. There's a very wide area for us to do, and since we know Caitlyn just used her traps here, she does not have many left. So what we're going to do is we're going to fight in this area, knowing that we're going to have the advantage. The only way that they can come in is through this very small area here, where Caitlyn can easily set up traps. So this zones that you're going to see is this is going to zone them a little bit. Also, and this is arguably one of the biggest things, Victor runs in with Hecarim's GAs down as Echo is coming in here and places a 3-man Victor ult to further zone away the carries so that we can continue to kill the front line. So watch for this Victor ult. He ults this. All 3 of these are slow right now. They cannot come in. Vlad is chunked. He burned pool. He got caught by Victor's stun, and now he's in Victor ult. Vlad has done absolutely nothing this entire fight. Okay? Victor ult continuing. Look at this. So I pillar off here in order to not allow Sivir to run up into this area so she cannot auto attack. Also, Victor ult is continuing to zone these two. So the best that they're doing right now is a 3v5 because Vlad's going to try and run in. Hecarim's J is about to pop, and I'm going to run in and I'm going to sit here in order for our carries to be able to kill their front line. So let's just keep this rolling. Just going to check my notes again to see if I'm missing anything. Okay. Now this goes back to it, right? As we're fighting in this choke point, Caitlyn has traps here. Vlad steps right into it. There is no way Vlad can do anything in this fight unless he has to step up, and he steps right into a trap. This is huge. Vlad is dead. It's officially a 4v5. Now notice notice what Trundle's gonna do. Zach's gonna go ahead and he's gonna back off. Okay. And Trundle's main goal right now is to continue to soak up damage so that they can kill off Hecarim and follow up on my engage. Also, Victor's ult actually ends up killing Karma, so that's another big thing. Just how good that Victor ult was. It couldn't have been more perfect, that Victor ult. So the enemy team, we're calling, okay, Hecarim. He kills Nabi, that's fine, but we have Victor slow and Hecarim's just completely out of position right now. He cannot enter the fight again. Trundle's going to focus on soaking up as much damage as possible so they can kill Hecarim and then follow up on my re-engage here. I have GA, just come, just help me out, I can pillar them off. Caitlyn ults Sivir for like half her HP, really good damage there. Zach is going to try and go in. Sivir does what she can, but I immediately come off GA, I pillar them off, flash in, and Sivir ends up dying. So, a lot of things that went on that fight that you may have not realized. It's just it's really good and important to identify stuff like this when you're playing in a team environment. You want to be able to make these split second decisions, on what the right call and what the wrong call is. I think that this fight is such a good example of proper shot calling, knowing where you are and how your team work or how your team comp reacts around what theirs does, fighting in the appropriate spot, right? We don't want to fight here. We want to fight here. We immediately back up when they have the engage. We fight in this area and they lose, right? And it's stuff like that that's just really big. And if you want to see the end of the game, we can speed it up here. We do end up winning in a base race. Um, just to speed it up. This is the end of the game. This series in total took about 3.5 hours in 3 games. That's how long it was. Anyway, I hope this was a little bit helpful. I wanted to do this a little bit, mostly because I just thought this team fight, like I've said, is really interesting to watch. And when I watched it the first few times, there was just a lot of things that I wasn't catching, that I end up catching when you continue to do it. And there's just so many small factors in fights like this that end up whatever the word I'm looking for is determining the game, is what I was looking for. And it was just it was a really good use of team communication by us, and I was pretty proud of this specifically. So I'm just gonna play it again. There we go. We have Zach peeling them off. Hecarim goes in. We're kiting backwards. Victor zones with this, also as well as the traps. Zach is going to immediately come back in to help us with Hecarim and kill him as quickly as possible. Hecarim is down. They still have no form of re-engage right now. Nami uses Hurl to zone them off for a few seconds further. It gets hit 4x4. Victor comes in, ults them off further with the ult. Vlad has no source of re-engage right now, steps immediately into a trap and dies. Hecarim's cleaned up. I'm buying time for them to catch up to me, and we end up winning the game. So um, yeah, that's just me analyzing the stuff. I've wanted to do this for a little bit. I've been canceling my streaming hours just because school's been really busy, but I hope this is helpful. I hope that you guys may have learned something from this.